All right, good evening. Thanks for joining me tonight. And tonight is, ouch, Take Two Tuesday. Just banged my knee. That wasn't good. I hope that you are ready to have a good time tonight, ready to do a little bit of crafting, ready to make something fun. What we're going to make tonight are super easy, super simple. They make great presents or treat holders. You can hang them on your tree. You can hang them on a gift package. You can do all kinds of stuff with these. And I'm going to show you real quick some of these. We're going to make some big ones, but we're also going to make some little ones. So these are some little ones. If you see, they are kind of like a triangular box. But the best part of these is that you don't have to glue, you don't have to tape, you don't have to do anything. It's held together by the ribbon and a little bit of creative folding. So, but it's super simple, so I'm hoping that you'll like it. And I'm just gonna hold on just for a second here because I'm trying to get this so I can see your comments. So if you'd like to comment and tell me that you're here, that would be great. If you would like to share this video when we're done, that'd be great. If you'd like to like it, that'd be even better. So all kinds of stuff going on. So anyway, but we're going to make some big ones too. And the big ones are going to look like this. They obviously hold a little bit more than the small ones. So that's just one example, but we're going to actually make 3 different ones. So we're actually going to start with the biggest one. They're all done the same way. It's just the size is a little bit bigger. So what you're going to need to make the big ones is we're going to start with the red one. So we're going to move this other stuff out of the way. And hey, Cruz, good to see you. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 11 inches by 4 1/4. So you can make 2 of these out of one piece of 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock. You will need your paper trimmer, and we're also going to need a pencil and a ruler in a little bit. But we're going to do we're going to do a little bit of scoring, really quick scoring, because there's only one thing we're going to score. So these are, like I said, they're 11. We're going to score it at 5 1/2, which is right in the middle. So we're just going to score it. Move your cutting blade out of the way because you don't want to cut anything. And we just want the scoring blades. You're just going to score it right in the middle. And now you're going to need to get out your pencil and a ruler, or you can use your, I find it easier to use a ruler than to try and measure on here and mark with a pencil. So we're just going to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to find the middle of this side. This is 4 1/4 inches. So half of that is 2 1/8. So we're going to take our ruler and we're going to get it right side up. And we're just going to make a little pencil mark at 2 1/8. So that would be right there. And then we're going to turn our paper around and we're going to do the same thing on the other end. So we're going to mark it at 2 1/8. Okay. It's right there. Okay. And I'm also going to put a little pencil mark, because only just to help you be able to see right where the fold line is. You don't have to do this. I'm doing it to make it a little bit easier for you to see what we're going to do next. So what we're going to do next is we're going to bring back our trimmer and our scorer, and we're going to do a little bit more scoring. So what you want to do is you're going to line up the middle where you marked it, right in the middle, to where your fold line is. And that's why I marked it, because it can be kind of hard to see. So you're going to mark those so that each of those are in where the blade cuts, but we're just going to score. So we're just going to score like right there. an angle, and then we're going to turn our paper and do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to score from the middle to where the fold line is, where we scored for the fold line. We're just going to line those both up in the track. Just close this down, and then we're just going to score. And you can see that we now have like a little triangle on that side. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we're just going to flip our paper over to the other way, and whoop, I got to turn it. And we're going to just line up your two pencil marks right in the score line, or right in the cutting groove of your score. And then we're going to flip it the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. So when we're done, we will actually have kind of like two little triangles on either side. So there you go. So this one is done. Okay. So move that out of the way, and now you're going to need your bone folder, or just something to crease it. So you're going to fold those in and just give it a really good crease. So I guess I didn't tell you all of the supplies you're going to need for this. So I'm going to go over that in just a second. That's you kind of need to know that, don't you? Okay. So now that we have that scored and folded, I'm going to tell you the other supplies we're going to need to make this. So you needed a piece of cardstock that was 11 by 4 1/4. You need a piece of black cardstock that's 3/4 inches wide, and this is just kind of a random piece that was a scrap, but it needs to be at least probably 4 inches so that it can go across. It's going to go across here, so at least 4 inches wide. It can be longer. We're going to cut it off, so it doesn't really matter. You're also going to need, this is a piece of gold. It's a 1 by 1 inch square. I'll put it there so you can maybe see a little better. You can use, this is gold foil paper, but you can also just use any color yellow that you want. And then we need some ribbon. And I'm going to actually use some, as soon as I find it, a little bit of black ribbon, because it kind of goes with the black belt. And you also need a hole punch, because we're going to do a couple punching of some holes. And you also need just a little bit of adhesive, because we do have to use that for the black pieces. So I knocked my adhesive over. That wasn't very good. Okay, so we scored our paper, and now we're going to put it together. So what's going to happen is two of these, you're going to kind of squeeze it together, are going to go inside the other two. So it makes a little like triangle box. And we're not going to do any gluing. What we're going to do is we're going to use our hole punch. So you're going to put two of the sides together like this, and you're just going to take your hole punch, and you're going to punch a hole right on the side. I have a small hole punch. I think it's like a 1/8 of an inch big, but you can use a regular hole punch, you know, just like you're punching paper. Then we're going to do the same thing to the other side, and we're just going to fold those up, just kind of open it up. You just kind of hold it together, put your paper, your hole punch in there, and you're just going to punch a little hole. I need a little bit more muscle there, goodness. Okay, so now when we put it together, we're going to actually thread the ribbon through the holes and put it together. So if you're using ribbon, you probably want to cut, just cut one end so it's got kind of real pointy, so it'll go in your hole easier. So, and you can put two of them in at the same time. I think I got mine backwards here. Where am I? Cut that off. There we go. And you need about 8 inches, so I'm just going to cut that off. You can have more. You can have, needs to be big enough so you can tie a bow. So So we're just going to hold those two together where the hole is, and then we're just going to put the ribbon, thread the ribbon through the hole. Whoop. This is easier when I'm not doing it on camera. There we go. So you're just going to pull it through, and then you'll see that one is going toward the back. You want to make sure that the sides that are going toward the back are the same. So the next one you're going to thread through is the one that's going to be on the inside. Just going to thread through there. One out. Oh. If I had a bigger hole, this would be easier, wouldn't it? I think I didn't get it quite punched out right. All right. And if it still won't go through, you just take a little tool here and just help it go through a little bit. There we go. There we go. Oops, don't pull it all the way. And then you're going to put it through the other hole. There we go. That was much easier. And then you're just going to tie it in a bow at the top. Now you can, if you want to, you can fill this up with candy before you do that. I have a couple pieces here. Just some little pieces. You can put them inside, fill it up. You can probably fit about a half a dozen or more like Hershey Kisses in there. Those were just, let me dump them out so you can see. These are just like small little mints. But you could put like small candy bars in there. You could put a gift card inside. All kinds of possibilities. So then you're just going to tie a little bow at the top. Probably should have cut my ribbon a little bit longer, but it'll work. Okay. Yep. Okay, come on here. There we go. Okay. I think I need a longer piece of ribbon. Next one we'll do is a longer piece of ribbon. So now you have your little black piece, and we're just going to kind of figure out, we're going to put it about there. So I want to put some glue right here in the middle. It's okay if you go over because we're just going to cut off any excess. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to place it right on there like that. And then we're just going to cut the ends off. So you just need a pair of scissors. Just flip it over. I've got to do it this way because I'm a left-hander. And you're just going to trim off the piece from the end. So you're just going to turn it over. Just cut it right off. That's trash. And there you go. All cut. Now you're going to take your 1 by 1 inch square. This, whether it's gold, it could be silver, it could be yellow. Whatever color you want, but it is going to look a little bit like a buckle. Just going to put that right in the middle. And, whoops, I threw that one piece away. I didn't mean to. So one of the pieces that you have left over, we're just going to cut it about 3/4 of an inch. So you can measure. I'm just going to eyeball it. I could go down here and kind of see about where it is. So this is about 3/4 of an inch. And then we're going to glue that right to the middle of our gold piece. And it's going to look like a buckle. And there you go. There you go. Super easy, super fast. It does take a minute for the glue to dry on the foil, so I'm not going to mess with it too much, but it'll be dry in just a second. Super easy, super fast, and I have another one to show you too that's just as fun. So obviously this one looks like Santa, and I'm going to see if you can guess what the other one looks like. So this is a piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock, and we're going to do the same thing that we did with the first one with scoring it. So if you missed it the first time, you're going to get to watch it again. Yep, I got it. I had to make sure I had it going the right way. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. So anybody that came late can look. Hi, Colleen. How are you? So then we're going to take our ruler, or you could do it on here too. Let's do it on here this time. So you're going to measure it at 2 1/8, and I've got to go up here to do that. And let's see, 2 1/8 is right about there. I'm going to flip it around and do it this way. If by chance you don't have a paper cutter that also scores, you can do this with just a ruler and your bone folder. You can use the back side of a knife. In fact, I'll show you how to do that. You will need to have some kind of mat or something that's a little bit soft. I'm just going to mark it right where the fold is here, but I'll show you how to score it if your cutter doesn't have a scoring tool on it. So you're just going to take your ruler and line it up, and this is my bone folder, and I'm just going to line up the ruler with my 2 pencil marks, give it a little crease, and you can see that it's scored just like we did it if I was using my trimmer. So this is another way to do it, just in case you don't have a paper trimmer that has a scoring tool on it, because not all of them do. Stampin' Up does, which is great, because I want to do this one just a little bit more. Theirs is really nice cutter. So if you don't have one and are looking for one, I highly recommend it, because you can do a whole lot more having it. Just makes it easier. This works, but it's just kind of a different way to do it. So we're putting the ruler on the mark at the center top to the center on the side, and just giving it a little bit of a score. My bone folder to actually, I'm going to flip it over. So when you're scoring, you do your scoring tool, either your cutter or if you did it just like I did, it leaves a little groove in it. Well, the part where you're supposed to fold it, you actually get a flatter fold. On the other side, it's kind of got a little ridge, and that's the side you actually want to fold in. You get a better fold, and it actually lays flatter. Like if you were making cards, your pieces will lay a little bit flatter. So we're just going to fold in like this. And we're going to do the same thing. Whoops, forgot to fold the middle. Let's crease that really good too. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with the other one. You're just going to fold it up. 2 of the sides are going to be on the inside, 2 are the outside. So just like that. You're just going to kind of open up one side and just kind of hold it together. And take your hole punch. Whoops. And you're going to punch a hole right in the middle. Got it going right. Uh-oh, my hole punch didn't. There we go. The hole punch is being ornery. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side, making sure that I've got the same sides folded back. And I'm going to turn it around this way. I might be left-handed, but my right hand has more strength in it, so I tend to use the hole punch that way. So for this one, I'm going to use some white ribbon, and you're going to see why in a minute. Yep. All right. And gotta find my white ribbon. Uh-oh. I think I put it somewhere else. Oh, that'll do. There it is. Sorry, I had to go look for it. I used it doing something else today, so I was using it. So I'm going to cut a longer piece this time because my other one seemed a little short. So we're just going to go big. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it kind of real pointy on one end. So hopefully I can get it through a little faster this time. So let's see. Do I have it that way? Nope, I have it this way. All right, so I'm just going to thread this through. Remember, you can fill this up with candy or any kind of little things. You can put hand sanitizer inside because you know that's big right now. You can put little chapsticks inside. You can put a gift card inside. In fact, if you're going to put a gift card inside, I'm going to open this back up real quick. Kind of attach your gift card right here. Just put some glue dots on the back and you just attach it right there. And I can see I'm having video problems. I think I forgot to set my camera to the right router, but we'll see how it goes. So you're just going to thread your pieces through, your holes at the top. So we're going to make this in a different size too in a little bit, but we're making the big ones first because once you make the big ones, it makes it just kind of a little easier to make the smaller ones. Just because you kind of know how it's going to go. So we're just going to tie a little bow on the top of this one. This one I actually have enough to tie with this time. Yahoo! All right. Oh, thanks for letting me know it's going okay. I just saw it on my computer and it said video stopped and I'm like, oh no. So could be mine. I'm having computer problems lately, so it must have a virus. So, all right. So now we're going to need a small piece of Whisper White cardstock and you're going to need your scissors. I got glue on my scissors. That's not good. So this is about 2 inches or 2.5 inches by 4. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut some triangles out of the bottom. Just kind of make a bunch of notches out of the bottom. So they can be, some can be taller than the other, some can be skinnier. It really doesn't matter. We're just kind of doing it kind of random. So I'm going to do some that are smaller, shorter. I think shorter is probably a little bit better. So you can kind of see, you don't have to do the whole thing because it's not actually going to go across the whole thing, but we can. So what we're going to do is this piece is going to get glued right to the top. So it kind of looks like, almost looks like a snow-covered mountain a little bit, but that's not what it's going to be, but kind of like that. So we're just, so you can kind of move it around to see where you get the best ones that you like, and I kind of like it right about there. So I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of glue on the back. I'm going to make sure you have it at the top, and it's going to go right at the top. The top of your paper is going to go right at the top of the triangle on your box. So when you flip it over, obviously it looks like that. So we're just going to cut the excess off. So I'm just going to flip it over. You want to move your ribbon out of the way because you don't want to cut that. So I'm just going to hold it. You can see I'm just kind of cutting right along the edge. And then I'm going to do the same with the other side. Okay. It could be Elf, you're close, that doesn't like Christmas. So you can either put a belt on him too, if you want, or, so he kind of looks kind of little elfish of glimmer paper. So you can put, for some reason I don't have my dots on with me, you can put a couple little dots on so he looks like an elf. So if you want him to look like the Grinch, you can put a little belt on him, just like Santa. If you want him to look a little more elf-like, you can put some buttons down the front. This one I obviously made a little bit longer. This one's a lot shorter. So, you know, it just kind of depends on what you're doing. So, but this one goes the same way. In fact, let me go ahead and put a little belt on them. We're gonna put a little glue on the other one, just so you can kind of see there. Just gonna cut off the excess. Do the same on this side. Okay, and I don't think I have a piece of, we're going to make him white, he's buckle white, because I don't have a, so I'm just going to cut a piece here real quick. For some reason, I did not have a piece ready. So, oh, phooey. Just cut it the wrong size. Let's try this one. There we go. All right. So there's a piece of white because for some reason I don't have another gold one. So he's going to go right in the middle. And then with your little extra piece, 1/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch square, I just kind of eyeballed it, so I'm hoping it's right. You can actually measure, but taking the easy way out. There we go. So you can have either a Grinch, a Santa, or an elf. If you put buttons on him, he looks more like an elf. There you go. So now I'm going to show you how to make smaller ones. So I showed you earlier when you first signed on. So these are actually made out of designer series paper and not cardstock. You could make these out of cardstock and you could make little mini Santas. These hold about 2 Hershey Kisses or about 2 of those mints, small mints that I put in the first box. I'm going to take them out so I can show you. But you can decorate the front of these any way you like. So we're just going to show you how to do those. So to do these, you're going to need, take my little mints out. There's my little mints. Get that out of the way. You're going to need designer series paper that is 6 inches by 3 inches. So out of one 6 by 6 piece, you can make 2. Out of a 12 by 12 piece, you can make 8. And these go together so fast, you could make them in a jiffy and have them for all your friends. So you can tie a bow on the top, or this one I actually tied a little loop on it so you could actually hang it from a tree. So you could make these like little ornaments, like treat ornaments on a tree for your. You could also, and this would be really fun if I thought of it like a long time ago, you could make 25 of these and do a countdown, like an advent calendar, do a countdown for Christmas, hang it on their own tree, just stick a number on the front. They get to open a different one every day. You could put little treats inside. You could put little notes inside. It's a, oh yeah, my friend Margaret's like, candy? Yes, candy, mints. I know you like mints. These are little, like holiday mints. Yep, so anyway, so you will need a 6 by 3 piece, and I'll show you how. We're gonna do these the exact same way that we did the other one. So you're gonna need to get your paper trimmer out, and you're gonna put it on there long ways. So this is the long side. So you're gonna put it at 3 inches because we're going to score it at 3 inches, not cut. We're going to score. So this is halfway, just like the other ones. You're going to score it at the halfway mark, and then we are going to take our ruler and our pencil again, and these are 3 inches wide. We want to find the middle, which is 1.5 inches. So yes, we're going to measure Margaret, so get out your measuring brains. So this is 3 inches. We're just going to do it right at the top. We're going to make a little mark right at the 1.5 inch mark. And then, because this paper is smaller, I can do it at the bottom. I don't have to flip my paper around. So I'm going to make a mark at the 1.5 inch mark on the bottom also. And because this paper is light, I'm sticking a little pencil mark on both sides here so I can see where my fold is, and so that you can see a little better too. It's kind of hard to tell, so that's where the fold is. Then you're going to need to get your paper trimmer out. You're going to line up your pencil mark in the where it cuts or scores, and you're going to line up the mark that you made right in the middle on the long side. Line them both up, and then you're just going to score just like we did the other ones. Turn it the other way, so you're going to score to the other side. So the middle mark to the middle of each side. Let's put that back down. Going to score there. You can see we've made a little triangle. We're going to do this, flip your paper the other way. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, because these are triangle little boxes, so you've got to make triangles. So we're just going to lining up the pencil mark in the middle to the pencil mark in the middle of the long side, which is right where we scored it in half. So these are super easy to make, and the best part is that there's no glue, so you really don't have to make a mess. I'll move that out of the way. And then you're just going to want to get your bone folder out, and you know, either side of this paper is really pretty too. You're just going to want to fold it to make your little triangles, just like we did the bigger ones. So, and then you're just going to kind of fold up both the ends. 2 of the ends are going to go on the inside, 2 are going to go on the outside, and there's your little box, just like our other ones. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to take our hole punch and just make a little punch on the side. And then I'm going to fold up the other side, open this side, and do the same thing. I'm going to flip it around because I punch holes better right with my right hand. So, and there we go. So we just need a little piece of ribbon or string to put in here. And this one, I'm going to put some of the, I have some other white ribbon that's got a little, it's a little bit of silver on the edge. This is great ribbon because you can use it for so many different things. And it's called Metallic Edge Ribbon. And it comes in white like this one. So you need about 12 inches because I'm going to make this one long. I learned the first time I didn't cut it short enough. Probably don't need as much for this one because they're smaller. And then you're just going to thread it through. Take my little dot out there. Just going to hold it together. One side, both the sides together at the same time, and just thread it through. As I can get it through. Oh, come on. It's being ornery. Here we go. And then we're going to put it through this one. All right. There we go. Straighten my ribbon out a little bit, and then we're going to put it through the other one. The best thing about it is if your end of your ribbon gets a little raggedy, you just cut it off and trim it when you're done. There we go. You can just tie it right there. Or if you want this to hang, you can, instead of tying it in a bow, you can just tie it Just loop these around and tie. It probably works better if you have something skinnier, but this will work. There we go. So now you could be able to hang this one on a tree. I would trim your ends off though. I got glue on my scissors, so they aren't cutting very well at the moment. There we go. And then you just need to decorate the front. So real simple. If you have, I have a couple circles. You can put them on top of each other. So this one I need to cut a little bit smaller. Actually, I have another piece here. This is a 1.5 inch circle. The other one, the silver one, is 1 3/4 inch. So they're going to go right inside. This one, real simple. You could just stamp any sentiment you want. The Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set is really great for something like this because it has lots of little sentiments that you could put on top. So if you're putting treats inside, you could stamp one that says, "Oh, what yum," have a sugar sprinkled season. There's a whole bunch that you can put on here. So I'm going to just pick one and let's do have a sugar sprinkled season. You can see it's pretty small, so that's okay. I'm just going to get a block and whatever, depending on what paper you have, you probably want to get ink that matches your paper. So I'm going to use some Pool Party ink. So this paper is actually from the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper. It is actually one of the papers that is retiring now. So if it's something that you want, I believe it's on sale as one of the retiring products. So you can see how simple this is going to be. So I am just going to glue this on, put some glue on the back, and just going to put this right on the middle here. And then I'm actually going to put this one on dimensionals because that would be fun wherever I put my dimensionals. There they are. Just going to put a couple on the back here. Probably could have used the smaller ones, but this will work. And just take the backing off. And just going to put that right on there. And then if you want to embellish it a little bit more, you can add a little bit of bling, because who doesn't like bling, right? So I have there's a couple of these on here that'll work. Take these off. Nope, those are green. Never mind, wrong color. Let's try something else. Let's see what I have in my, there we go. These are just plain rhinestones. So, I know, Margaret, Pool Party. This Pool Party is not her favorite color. And what did I do with my little tool there? So I'm just, oh, these are just popped right out there. Now it's stuck to my hand. There we go. So we're just gonna put a couple of those on there. And yes, if you cut your ribbon at an angle, then it doesn't fray like if it's cut straight across. Oop. Flip that around. So you can, just real simple. But don't forget, you put treats inside. Candy's always good. Mints are good, but you know, chocolate's better. So I would put Hershey's Kisses inside. If it was coming to me, I would want to find chocolate inside of mine. So that's just a real quick and easy one that you can do. And let's do one more, and then this one is going to look a little more country looking. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with our other ones, and so you're going to need to get your scoring thing out again. We probably could have scored all these at one time, but you know, then that wouldn't be fun. Now, if you're doing Halloween ones, you could do this other side. You can make some, these would be really cute at Halloween too, to put treats in. So this is 6 by 3. We're going to score it right in the middle at 3 inches. So we're going to put it right on the 3-inch mark and give it a good score. And then we're going to get our ruler and our pencil out again and just mark the center on the short side. So these are 3 inches wide, so we're going to put a little mark at 1.5, and I'm going to put a little mark at 1.5 at the top. And I'm also going to fold it where we scored it, and I'm going to put a little pencil mark there too. Just, this is plaid, so it's kind of hard to see where your middle is, and we've got to do just a little bit of scoring. So it's kind of nice to know where you're scoring. So again, you're going to line up your middle mark with the middle right where you scored. Might be hard to see, but on mine it's about where this red line is, so that kind of makes it convenient for this one. And we're going to score. Remember, move your cutting blade out of the way because you don't want to cut these. You're just going to score them. So you can see how fast these are going together. So, and if you actually had all of your paper done, you could do all your scoring, all your measuring, all that, all at the same time, and just kind of do like a little assembly line. Excuse me. So it wouldn't take very long to whip some of these out, especially if you need a quick gift for a coworker or a friend. These are great to do that. So remember, we just lined up our middle points for here and here and scored. So, and then we're just going to do the same thing we did for the other ones. Just going to fold it in, just give it a really good crease. Excuse me, I mean to cough. I need a drink of water. And then same like we did the other ones, just going to fold them up. So if you started watching this late, you can see exactly what we were doing. So there you go. Just going to fold these up. And just, where's my hole punch? I'm going to punch a hole right in the side. Just going to hold it together. Punch a hole. Do the same on this side. Going to hold it together. Let's see, yep. Punch a hole. I love these little boxes. I think I'm going to be making a ton of them real soon because I can think of all kinds of people I want to give them to. So for this one, I'm just going to use a little bit of gold cord. So this is going to make it look a little bit more like an ornament maybe because there's no bow on it. So, and this is probably easier to thread through too because it's skinny and it's little. Oop. Let me put that back together here. There we go. Don't forget, you don't want to put your treats inside, so let me put a few in here. So before you fill up, this one might only take one of these little mints, so only one of these will fit in here. Oop. Hello. Dropped it here. Let's make sure I get it back here. There we go. I'll put the cord through that one, and you're going to put it through the other one. This one's, so when you fold it all together. It's going to be folded like that. So you want to make sure that both of the sides that are flapped are both on the same side. So which is really kind of like the back side. So when you're putting your decorations on the front, you want to put it on the side that doesn't have the folded pieces on it. So that would be the other side. It just looks a little nicer. So I'm actually, since this one actually already has candy in it, I'm just going to go ahead and tie a little knot here just so it stays together, but it'll still be easy to get undone. And then you're just going to kind of loop it around. You could leave them undone if you want, because you could also just tie these onto a present too. So I just don't do it real tight so I can get it undone if I want to. And just trim off the edges so that they're even. And that's the back side. So because this plaid looks a little bit country, I was thinking that one of the moose punch would look really cute on the front of this. So this is also one of the other items that's retiring out of the catalog. I had to go get a piece of paper, so sorry. So I'm actually going to punch this out of one of the colors that's in this paper, which is Cherry Cobbler. So we're just going to punch one out, just like that. And I think he needs a little background circle on the back. So let me find my green. Hello, I had it right here. There we go. Nope. Okay, sorry about that. And so we're gonna just make a little, so he has something to make him pop up a little bit. So we're just going to stick them right on there. We're actually going to just glue this right on. This one looks a little more country, rustic looking. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of him so that he will stick up. Just need him kind of on his body. Don't need him anywhere else. Just enough to get him stuck on there. And then all you need to do is just add a little greeting. And I'm going to grab, you just need something, Happy Christmas. Or if you have, almost forgot, I pulled it out. The Merry Moose stamp set, which goes with the punch, which is also retiring. It is on the last chance list. So I'm gonna just put Merry Christmas on here. You can tell this is a well-used set. I love this stamp set. I've made all kinds of things with it this year. And you just need a small strip of paper. So this is about a 3/4 inch piece. And just need a block. And a little bit of shaded spruce ink, which I have lost. So we're gonna go with the next best thing. We're gonna do the other color, Cherry Cobbler, because I'm not sure what I did with my ink. And if you waited for me to find it, who knows how long that would be. So that didn't stamp right. Let's try that again. I'm a little crooked. My eyeballs are crooked today. There we go. Hopefully that's even. Yep. I'm just gonna cut that off. Cut it down the middle here and cut it a little bit on both sides and grab, we're going to put him right on the bottom. Oops, I smeared it, darn it. All right, I have a really inky pad here and I stuck my hand in it and I smeared the ink. There we go. That looks a little better. So I stamped it again. So it's okay if you make a mistake, so, because the only one that sees it is you, unless you're doing a Facebook Live and then everybody gets to look at it. But that makes it more fun. Oh, Tammy, yes, I love the Moose Punch too. It is one of my favorite things. And I'm just going to put, actually, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on his legs because it's going to attach right to where his legs are. So I'm just going to put it that way so I don't have to worry about it getting glue somewhere I don't want it, and it'll stay right there. There you go. Okay, so these are the projects that we did earlier. Got to tie this one back up because this one, no, I'll use this one. So we have big ones. These are made out of 11 by 4 1/4 inch paper, or there's some little ones like this. These are made out of 4 by 6 size paper, and you can see there's all kinds of options. This one I put little poinsettias on. This is one of my other favorite stamp sets, which is Gnome for the Holidays, which is also retiring. So that's fun. You can just put a sentiment on top. You can put snowflakes on top. There's just all kinds of options that you can do with these. And I'm still liking the idea, maybe next year if I get in time, of getting 25 of these little boxes and making a little advent tree and putting treats inside, or pieces of paper that have you know, things like I'll cook you a dinner, or I will you know, or let's go out to dinner if we ever can do that again. So anyway, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this. These are real quick and easy, and I hope you had fun, and I hope you give these a try and make some for your friends, for your neighbors. These make great little ways to give somebody something fun, and they're easy to make. So I hope you will join me again for another Take Two Tuesday, and these will eventually end up on my blog at some point. So if you want to check that out, it is www.jumpingintostamping.com, or obviously Pat's Card Corner on Facebook and Instagram. So, and I hope you enjoyed it and have fun and have a great night. I'll see you next time on Take Two Tuesday. Good night.